The Crunchyroll Anime Awards are a yearly event that, let's be honest, face a lot of fair criticism. Well, in today's video, we're going to be looking at the Anime Awards and seeing what they got right and what they got wrong, because the awards were officially announced, I believe, today as I'm recording this. So let's hop in and let's go take a look. So we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up to the Anime of the Year, because that's obviously the biggest award. So we're going to save that for the end. But let's get started here. We have Best Ending Sequence, which was given to the My Hero ending. Personally, I don't think this should have won. I actually think this should have gone to Spy Family. As much as I'm not a big fan of Spy Family, I do believe the Spy Family ending was the best out of all of these on here. Honestly, the solo leveling one was pretty solid as well. I don't really think this deserved to win. Not gonna lie, I'm not really sure how it did. I'm not a big fan of this song at all, and it actually might be the worst song that got nominated, and it won. So for this one, I'm not really going to agree with. We're going to give this an 0 for 1 so far, and at the end, we're going to have everything tallied up and seeing how many I actually agree with. But now we move on to the best opening. Now, Dandadan won this, and I will be honest, this opening is pretty solid, but it did not have much to compete with. I mean, a lot of these on here are really bad. Not gonna lie, the Dandadan one is really good. The Call of the Night one was really good, and that's personally what I would have gave the win to. I get the Gachakuda one, that one's very good as well, but the solo leveling opening is really bad. The My Hero opening is really bad, and the Witch Watch opening is okay. So really, there were only 3 options here. I personally would have gave it to Call of the Night, but I'm not upset at Dandadan winning this. It's probably the second best song on here, so I will actually give this one a thumbs up, and we will go, what is that, 1 out of 2? I'm not going to remember the score, but it'll be kept up on the screen. So yeah, I actually think they got this one somewhat right. I would have gone Call of the Night, but I'm not mad at Dandadan. Then we have the best anime song being Iris Out. I think this is pretty fair. I think some of these, again, they got nominated. Probably not deserved. I'd say the Apothecary Diaries and the other Chainsaw Man song, definitely not deserved. Same with the solo leveling. I don't think that's a very good song either. I get the Witch Watch one, but again, I wouldn't have it on there. Really, the only 2 good songs on here were the Dandadan one and the Chainsaw Man one, in my opinion. And if we go like off the numbers as well, they're definitely the 2 most popular on here. So even statistically, they're probably the 2 best. But yeah, Iris Out winning 100% makes sense. It is probably going to be one of the most popular anime songs of all time. Next, we move on to Must Protect at All Cost character. I actually hate this award. I don't understand why this is an award at all, because really, who gives a shit? Also, the nominations for this make no sense to me. For example, Deku, how is he a Must Protect at All Cost character? I don't this award to me is very stupid. Honestly, I just don't think the award should exist, and them giving it to Anya, I don't really understand. I don't get this at all. I really don't get the award. We're just gonna say thumbs up, I guess, because I think this award is stupid. So whoever wins, I don't really care. We'll just give it a thumbs up, but yeah, they should get rid of this award. Now, this is an award I can get behind, Best Supporting Character, because this is a character role that actually matters. That other one is just pointless. But Best Supporting Character is actually important for a story. And Katsuki Bakugo winning this was the clear winner. I just don't think anybody else even stood a chance. It really wasn't close. There wasn't another person that got nominated, or even from another anime this year, that was even going to be close to Bakugo. I think this is probably the easiest award of the entire night. This probably wasn't close at all. It's probably 99-1, second place being 1. So yeah, obvious thumbs up. Very simple decision here. Next, we have Best Main Character. Now, this one can be a little bit debated. Now, I think the nominations are pretty bad, because I get Deku, I get Rudo, but honestly, Momo, Okarun, and Jinwoo, I don't understand being on here. They do not compare to the other 3 on this list whatsoever, and as you know, I'm not even a big fan of Deku, so the fact that those 3 are even on here, honestly, I would have rather them find some lesser known anime, a less popular anime, and put their main character on here, because they probably deserved it more than those 3, just being honest. But I think Mao Mao is fine to give it to. I'm not a big fan. I've never seen Apothecary Diaries, but it doesn't look real interesting to me, but I can't comment on how good it actually is. So, yeah, I hear good things about it, so it's not surprising that she won. Also, the little clips I have seen of it, she does seem like a good character, so I'm not really upset at that at all. Personally, I would have gave it to Rudo, though. I voted for Rudo. I'm not the biggest fan of Deku, but I at least get why he was nominated. I'll give this one another thumbs up as well. Next, we move on to best slice of life. I think this does have to go to Spy Family because half of these shouldn't even count. Like, a slice of life and a romance is completely different. Spy Family is an actual slice of life. Blue Box, My Dress Up Darling, and The Fragrant Flower are all romances. Yes, they are real life, but they are all romances. Now, I'm not a big fan of any slice of lives at all, but Spy Family winning, it was one of the three that were actually slice of lives. So I'm fine with that winning. It's probably the most popular slice of life ever, so that winning it makes sense. I can't give it a thumbs down. I don't like the genre, but I think this is a fair analysis and fair winner, so another thumbs up. Then we move on to best drama, which we have The Apothecary Diaries. Again, I don't like romances being on here because it's just a romance. The drama comes from the romance part, and not a big fan of that. So again, Blue Box probably shouldn't count. The rest of these, though, I feel like are fair, and honestly, I'm a little surprised The Apothecary Diaries was even nominated. I guess it is a drama. I don't know, but everything I've seen about it doesn't really look like a drama to me. So to me, it looks like a little bit of a stretch. But I haven't seen the anime, so let me know in the comments, guys, if it is actually a drama or not. It doesn't really look like one to me, but maybe it is. Also, while you're here, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, thumbs up the video, hype the video. I also have my Discord in the description where we can talk about anime. Just help me out however you can. I upload anime videos 3 times a week, so I hope to see you guys later on. But yeah, I'm not really sure. If Apothecary Diaries is an actual drama, then sure, I'm fine with that. But if not, I probably would have gone with Takopi's Original Sin or The Summer Hikaru Died. I'm pretty sure I voted for The Summer Hikaru Died. So I'm going to give this one a thumbs down just because I don't think Apothecary Diaries is a drama. But if it is and I'm wrong, and the clips I've seen are mistaking me, then it could be flipped to a thumbs up. So plus or minus 1 point at the final score. You guys let me know down in the comments. Then we move on to best isekai. Now, isekais are all really bad. I'm not going to lie. But out of all of these, I do actually think they got the wrong one. I think this should have gone to Konosuba. It's the only isekai to me that is very good and very interesting. I've gotten into an argument with many ReZero fans because I think the show looks bad, and I might put the comment on here, but this guy tried to argue with me. I said I think ReZero looks bad because all of the women in the show look like little girls, and they all dress not appropriately for being little girls, even though they're all like 100-something years old. And a ReZero fan in my comment section tried to argue with me that, oh, their design and the way they look is just preference. If you don't like little girls in revealing clothing, that's just your preference. And I'm like, no, that's just weird. I just stopped arguing with that guy because I'm not arguing with a pedophile, I'm going to be honest. But anyway, I would have gave this to Konosuba, so I am going to give this another thumbs down. It is the only one out of all of these 6 that look somewhat interesting. I mean, the Cooking in Another World, that looks so boring. The Disney one, it's a Disney anime. It's just not going to be good. I've never even heard of the Bureaucrat to Villainous, so I don't know. It might be good. I haven't heard of Zenshu either, but I do know about ReZero. To me, ReZero looks really bad, so I voted for Konosuba on this, not ReZero. I'm going to give this one a thumbs down. I can't really get behind ReZero other than the stair climbing scene. That shit's funny as fuck. Then we move on to Best Action. Now, this award is weird to me because is it the Best Action Anime or the anime with the best action? Now, it's just called Best Action. It's not called Best Action Anime, so it makes me believe it is the one with the best action. And Solo Leveling winning that, I'm not mad at. I personally would have gave it to My Hero or One Piece. I think even the action in that is better than Solo Leveling's. Now, if it's Best Action Anime, Solo Leveling probably would have been second to last on this list, honestly. But it's just Best Action, so I'm not necessarily mad at it winning, but I think even Best Action, it didn't deserve it. I would have gave it to One Piece or My Hero. The action in that, in my opinion, is way better than the Solo Leveling action, so I am going to give this a thumbs down. I'm not upset at it winning this, but it definitely shouldn't have. It should have been My Hero or One Piece. The animation in those two are not only better than Solo Leveling, but the action is a lot more dynamic and a lot cooler, because in Solo Leveling, it's just Sun Jin-woo versus strong guy. Sun Jin-woo carries and destroys everybody, and it's not bad, don't get me wrong, but My Hero, you have Bakugo and Deku, that's already 2 characters, and Solo Leveling really only has 1. So that's a big complaint I have about that, is I don't understand how it wins Best Action when it's only one guy doing everything. One Piece and My Hero, you have a bunch of guys doing it, and I would argue that even if you're just comparing the main character, their stuff is still better than Jin-woo's. If we're going off action, though, I would place it 3rd, which is why I'm not mad at it winning, but yeah, I think this is wrong. Thumbs down. Next up, we have Best Comedy, Don. If you don't know, I'm a big I don't want to say, no, I am. I'm a big hater of Dandadan. I'm not going to lie. I think the show is incredibly weird. All the minors getting naked and the first few episodes being about a little kid's balls and the main woman in the show being a child getting sexually assaulted is really weird. I'm not a big fan of the show at all. I did not vote for Dandadan. I don't know what I voted for here, but I would have rather anything else win. I just don't want to see this win any awards, I'm not going to lie, because I think it is a really weird show. I'm going to give it a thumbs down. I don't find it funny at all. It's weird as fuck. So thumbs down on this one as well. Next up, we have Best Romance, and I'm not watching a romance. And again, Dandadan even being on here is crazy, which I would argue it's not really a romance, but Dandadan being on here is crazy. A romance between two kids, I'm sorry, that's just weird if you're watching that above the age of 18. That is incredibly weird. So, yeah, again, more reasons I don't like Dandadan. But anyway, Blue Box, I did not vote because Blue Box is, I'm not gonna lie, it just seems kind of lame. Like, the woman plays basketball and the dude plays badminton. Like, what a bitch. Sorry. Anyway, then we have Honey Lemon Soda. Never heard of it. It's done by JC staff, so it's probably shit. Then we have My Dress Up Darling. To me, that's always been a really weird show as well. Ranma 1/2 doesn't seem like much of a romance. I don't know. The Fragrant Flower also seems really boring. So I don't really care which one of these won as long as it wasn't Dandadan, which it didn't. So I'll give it a thumbs up because I don't really like romances, but Dandadan didn't win, so I think it's fine. Best background art here, we have Gachakuda. Now, this would have been the only one that I could have actually been fine with Dandadan winning because it has nothing to do with the story or anything like that. And I will be honest, the art in Dandadan is really good, even though it is really weird and really gross. But it is good, I will give it that. But I actually did vote for Gachakuda. I think Gachakuda should have won, so obviously this is going to be a thumbs up. I think it was done great. The fact that the Kowloon generic romance got nominated for this is crazy. That show looks awful. That's besides the point, though. Let's move on. Next, we have Best Director. I don't really understand why this is an award, because surely... By the way, this makes no sense. If this is the Best Director, why did it not win Anime of the Year? Like, sorry to spoil the Anime of the Year, but Apothecary Diaries did not win. But to me, it makes no sense. How is this separate from, I don't know, dumb award? I'm going to give it a thumbs down just because this award makes no sense. How did the Anime of the Year not win this? I don't know. It makes no sense. Best Character Design, Gachakuda. I think that's totally valid. That's what I voted for, I think. It was between that or One Piece, in my opinion. I think the rest of these really just don't stand a chance. And again, this is another one where Crunchyroll, I think, gets a little lazy, and they just took, they literally looked at the 10 most popular shows of the year and only took those for these categories, in my opinion, because how Apothecary Diaries even makes this list is beyond me. I could go back to 2025, and I know it's the 2026 awards or whatever, even though we're barely in 2026, but that's besides the point. I could go back to 2025, and I could find a billion anime better. Also, the fact To Be Hero X was not nominated for any of these is a little crazy to me. I guess they technically don't count it as an anime, even though other big anime awards have counted it. I think it should have counted because it probably would have won this, in my opinion. But, My Dress Up Darling, Apothecary Diaries, and Takopi's Original Sin honestly have no business being in this category at all. But again, I feel like they just get lazy with these and look at the top 10 shows and just pick from there. Gachakuda out of these probably deserved to win. Arguably out of every anime, it probably should win over everything. But there definitely were better options. I'm still going to give it a thumbs up. This was my vote and it won. Next, we have Best Animation. I actually think this is kind of crazy to go to Solo Leveling. I don't think it's bad animation at all, and I think it is animated well. But the fact that this won Best Animation is a little crazy to me. I probably would have gave this to My Hero, not going to lie. I really like the My Hero animation. I do think Bones is the best studio. I haven't seen Gachakuda, so, if you argue that one, I could maybe agree. But I voted for My Hero here. I think My Hero's animation is way better than Solo Leveling's. I don't really see how Solo Leveling won, so I'm going to give this one a thumbs down. I'm not a big fan of this. It should have probably been My Hero or maybe Gachakuda, but none of these other ones should have made it. Next, we have Best Anime Original. I obviously voted for Lazarus, so this is going to be a thumbs up for me. I haven't seen any of these, but Lazarus is in the Cowboy Bebop universe. It is made by the guy who made Cowboy Bebop, obviously. So, yeah, as long as Gundam didn't win, I wouldn't have been opposed to any of these winning, but I did vote for Lazarus, so it has to be a thumbs up. I haven't seen it yet, but I do plan on watching it because that dude knows how to make a masterpiece. Best new series here, we have Gachakuda. Now, I did vote for it, so it is obviously going to be another thumbs up, but I feel like nothing really stood a chance here, to be honest. I don't think any of these shows even hold a candle to Gachakuda, so this one was really just pity nominations. Gachakuda was easily going to win this, so this is probably a really easy thumbs up. Honestly, I was not a really big fan of a lot of anime from last year, which is why I really only watched To Be Hero X. I do want to watch Gachakuda, but I feel like last year was very weak for anime, which is why a lot of these nominations are pretty bad. Then we have Best Continuing Series. I mean, obviously, this is going to One Piece, and it should always go to One Piece every year. Unless if Naruto just started up again, to be honest. Or JoJo's, but JoJo's with its inconsistencies in dropping stuff, it won't get nominated because they don't ever drop shit. Anyway, that's besides the point. Yeah, I don't see how Dandadan or Kaiju can get nominated. I get they are technically continuing series, but that shit is so new. Same with Solo Leveling. Like, it's been a year since the last season. But that's besides the point. Those two obviously weren't going to win. My Hero was really the only one in contention here because, yes, My Hero's been going on for about 10 years. So it's really the only one that could somewhat rival One Piece, but One Piece has been going on for over 20 years almost at this point. I think it's pretty obvious that One Piece is going to win this. So yeah, obvious thumbs up. That's what I voted for. Now, Film of the Year. I believe this is the second to last award, and then we get to the Anime of the Year. Now, Film of the Year, I do think this was actually deserved. I think a lot of people would argue the Chainsaw Man movie. I watched only the Chainsaw Man movie and the Demon Slayer movie. I heard 100 Meters is good, but I don't know. The other three, I haven't heard anything about. So it's really between those three, and you know it was going to come down to Chainsaw Man or Demon Slayer. I think people are getting the movies mixed up because to me, a lot of people were saying like, oh, Chainsaw Man should be better. I disagree. Chainsaw Man is a better story than Demon Slayer, hands down. It's honestly not close. I don't think it's debatable. But movie-wise, I actually do think the Demon Slayer movie was better than the Chainsaw Man movie. And I thought that movie was great too. But the Demon Slayer movie that's probably the best part of Demon Slayer. Honestly, that movie is better than the entire show, in my opinion. And the Rize movie, although I did think was really good, it just didn't hold the gravity that the Demon Slayer movie did. The Demon Slayer movie was really, really phenomenal. So was the Chainsaw Man movie, but I think people are getting it confused. They're comparing the shows to each other, where Chainsaw Man is obviously a way better show than Demon Slayer, but the movie itself was probably better than the Chainsaw Man movie, if we're being honest here. So I give it a thumbs up. That's what I voted for personally. Now, if you do still like the Chainsaw Man movie over the Demon Slayer movie, I get it, but I do think the Demon Slayer movie was slightly better. Now, I think it's time for Anime of the Year here. Correct, yes. It was given to My Hero, which I did vote for, so absolute thumbs up for me. I was fine if it went to this or Gachakuda. I wasn't going to be a big fan if it went to anything else, to be honest, because Gachakuda is probably like one of the most, what's the right word? Very popular series that's like new, like a series that comes out and is very new, like a Rookie of the Year type beat, you know what I'm saying? Dandadan, I feel like a season two of anything's never going to win, in my opinion, just because you're not really at a climax point. Like, I feel like you have to be a very new anime, like it's the Summer Hikaru Died Gachakuda or Takopi's Original Sin, but the problem is the Summer Hikaru Died and Takopi's, like Takopi 1 is very short, and the Summer Hikaru Died is just not nearly as popular as Gachakuda. So to me, you have to be at a climax point of an anime to win Anime of the Year, and the Apothecary Diaries and Dandadan just were not. It was really between Gachakuda and My Hero, and I voted My Hero because I haven't seen Gachakuda. You know, it might be really good, I don't know, but I know for a fact My Hero is really good, so I feel like this was a fair ranking. I think overall the awards this year were pretty solid. We can go to the homepage and I can scroll through while I yap a bit, but yeah, I think they need to tweak some of the awards, and I think they need to be a little bit more like open to shows that get nominated, because it was the same thing, nominated for everything. And don't get me wrong, that does tend to happen when you have a bunch of amazing anime, but we really didn't last year. I'm not even really hating, but yeah, we barely had anything that was like. Also, I didn't want to do voice actors because I don't know anything other than the English ones, right? But anyway. Yeah, I think they just need to put more anime in these, because some of these categories were just. It wasn't really fair, honestly. Like, again, character design one, I think this one was kind of stupid. They just put a bunch of popular anime on here. Ones with not even very unique character designs, like Apothecary Diaries, My Dress Up, or Takopi's. No real interesting character design there. The most interesting thing out of those three is, wow, Marin has dyed hair. Not really that interesting. So, yeah, I think they need to be a little bit more expansive on what anime they allow in these awards. Overall, though, this is probably the best year they've had. Other years have been just completely wrong. This one, majority of these, you can definitely argue for deserving a win. So I think it's pretty good this year. We have our tally somewhere here on the screen. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you agree with my takes. Let me know if you agree with the awards, especially. If you did or did not, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Come check me out. I upload anime videos 3 times a week, so I'd like to see you guys there. I'm going to head out, though. Peace.